Pat McCrory says that independent voters are going to make the difference in this race and claims that most of them are supporting his campaign. The former governor says that frontrunner Ted Budd doesn't deserve a promotion from Congress to the U.S. Senate.
Congressman Budd has been hiding behind those negative ads and refusing to debate. And one reason he's refusing to debate is because he has no record of achievement.
Pat McCrory put liberals in charge of the State Textbook Commission.
McCrory says he trails Budd in the polls in part because of deceptive ads like this one.
McCrory allowed the left to infiltrate our schools.
The ad comes from the conservative group Club for Growth, which helped Budd to win his seat in Congress and has pledged to spend up to $15 million on his Senate race. McCrory admits the attack ads are effective.
In fact, I saw one recently and I almost wanted to vote against me, but then I realized the ads are total deceptions and total mistruths. And we can't let a group like that buy the North Carolina Senate seat for Ted Budd.
We moved the interview beyond Budd and the Club for Growth and asked McCrory about abortion in light of the recent Supreme Court leak. You are pro-life. I'm wondering, do you make any exceptions?
Yes, I've always stated that I have exceptions for rape and incest and life of the mother, and unlike my two opponents. So we do have a difference. It's a very difficult, very emotional issue.
McCrory says he disagrees with some Republicans about what's next on the abortion issue.
All of a sudden, people running for Senate and House, Republicans are going, oh, no, now I want it to be a federal issue. I'm not going to do that. I'm a true conservative who believes certain decisions belong at the state and local level.
Do you believe the time has come to legalize marijuana?
I do not. I do not. I still think we need to do further study on the harm of marijuana, especially for people under the age of 25.
The former Duke Energy executive says he supports natural gas and nuclear energy as the country moves forward. Do you support the use of the offshore wind farms that would be off our coast here in North Carolina?
I think the impact of that would be more negative than positive. It hurts some of the fishing industry, and frankly, it does add very little to our grid.
After leaving the governor's office, McCrory complained when Duke University denied him a teaching job. He compared his experience with that of the A&T 4, who were denied service at a Woolworth's lunch counter in Greensboro, launching the sit-in movement in the 60s. I asked Mr. McCrory to explain.
I in nowhere compare myself to the students, the courageous students of North Carolina A&T. I was making an analogy of the cancel culture.
Do you believe that you might be the better candidate in the general election than Mr. Budd would be because of the fact that perhaps you are considered more moderate than he is?
Absolutely. By the way, I don't consider myself more moderate. I just consider myself more effective in getting things done.
McCrory lost a very close governor's race in 2016. Political experts blame that loss on his support of the I-77 toll lane and for signing HB 2 into law, the so-called bathroom bill. Any regrets about signing the bill?
No, I don't have any regrets. I wish we would have communicated that issue better.
If Mr. Trump is the candidate at 24, is he someone you would support?
He's not my first choice. I agree 100% with Trump's policies, except for he was a little too liberal on spending for me.
McCrory says he grew up in Guilford County and wants to bring the values he learned there to the U.S. Senate.
It's the place for long-term problem solving for the next generation, to continue the great American experience and to allow the next generation to live the American dream. If McCrory does win this GOP primary, it will be without the two biggest endorsements. Former President Donald Trump and North Carolina's Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson have both endorsed Ted Budd. Bill O'Neill, WXII 12 News.